Head coach Derek King joining us on the post-game Zoom. And Coach King, what a response from your team tonight, especially after last night's setback to Iowa. You come out flying. You grab 3 goals in the first 3.5 minutes. Chris Wilkie looked like a man on a mission, didn't play the last couple of games, comes out with 2 goals and an assist right off the get-go. But you had to be impressed with the team in which you have preached so often of start the game on time, and boy, did they ever with 3 quick ones.
Yeah, they did. It was a good response. I mean, I thought we played well enough last night to earn a point or get a couple points. And today, I think I love the way we responded. And for Wilkes to come out off the line, we hadn't played in 2 games. I just finished talking to him saying he's not playing the next 2 games. And then I'll put him back in the lineup. It seems like it'd be a good way to go. He just kind of looked at me, laughed. But no, good, solid effort from everybody. We kind of took our foot off the gas pedal there in the second, gave them a little life, but then third period came out, and I thought we did a great job.
It seems like that's a popular message to send because you did the same with Dylan McLaughlin. Now he's on a 4-game point streak since being out of the lineup. Chris Wilkie, point in case. So it seems like that energy, the chance to maybe take a breather for a second, sit back, and then jump right back in is doing a lot of good for guys that are competing for spots in the lineup for you.
Sometimes when there's a little lull in your play and you're working, you're doing some good things, but just, maybe offense isn't coming the way you want it and maybe not playing as good as you can play. Sometimes it's just to step back and watch and take a breather and work hard in practice and then get right back in it helps players. So honestly, for those guys, I don't want to keep taking them out, but we got so many bodies here that I got to find ice time for guys and get other bodies in. So sometimes you get pegged for no reason, but I was happy for Wilkes to come in like that. And they had a great game, especially with Reeser and that. So it was good to watch.
Play away from the puck seemed to be one of the best efforts from the IceHogs that I've seen from the press box level here in a little while. Just the battle that they would have, like namely the Wilkie goal, keeping the puck in the offensive zone, stealing it away, and setting up a Reese Johnson goal. Tim Soderlund doing likewise late in the contest as well. It just seemed like your IceHogs club from all the lines just continued to compete no matter what the score was. And as a coach that demands to compete every single night, you had to put a blue ribbon on this one, I'd imagine.
Yeah, I'm real happy for these guys, and they did that, like you said. And in the first game against them last night, it was, we competed, but we didn't compete hard enough at certain times, and that's a good hockey team. If you don't compete against that team because they compete hard, they're going to put it in the back of your net. So I think we did a much better job competing for a full 3 periods.
And then last one. Sorry, Coach. And then last one for me, my apologies. On the defensive end, last night, the top line for Iowa contributed with 8 combined points between Jerry Mayhew, Tyler Sheehy, and Gabriel DeMont. Mayhew, the only one to find the back of the night, the only goal for Iowa this evening as well. Defensively, how did you like your team's response, being able to shut down key players like that?
Well, it's, again, if you shut them down, you have a chance to win. And I think our lines did well. Mitchell, Buzdecker, and Fossey did a real good job. I tried to get them out there as much as I could against them. If not, it was Reeser's line out there. So both lines did a real good job and, try to frustrate them. And it's frustrating when you're a good line like that if things ain't going your way. So, when we play them again, I'm sure it'll be a little different, but we'll see what we can do.
Greg Boyson, your line is active, sir.
Thanks, Coach. We mentioned Wilkie tonight. He's been pretty versatile for you, playing up and down in the lineup, and he's been huge on the penalty kill. Again, a 2-on-0 rush on a penalty kill. You don't see that every night. But how, to be successful at this level, versatility, how important is it for a player like him?
Well, versatility is a good thing, but the biggest thing is to compete every night. And again, he's a competitor. He wants to play. He wants to play hard. But sometimes for him sitting a couple games, obviously I needed to get some guys in, but I just don't think he was working when he didn't have the puck. Like I like to see him, and when he does, obviously you can see what happens when he does work with the puck. So he's worked hard the few practices we've had when he wasn't playing, and he showed me, he wants to get back in. So we put him back in, and he was rewarded. So he's a nice player. He needs to find that consistency.
And Michael Tepley got his first pro point earlier. It seems like he's getting more adjusted, more comfortable down here. What have you seen out of him the last couple
and
nights?
it's, you want to give a guy like him, you want to give him lots and lots of ice, but he's got to earn it, but he's still got to find his feet, get his body ready for this. Hasn't played a lot lately. He's been practicing a little bit, and I think the big thing with him is just gradually ease him into these games and get him more and more ice time as we go. And yeah, it was good to see him get his point, but there's a lot left in that tank, and I know that there is, and we'll get it out of him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
Brandon Kane, your line is active.
Eric, do you have any update on Isaac Phillips? Got hit in the face there and late in the third.
Yeah, he just hit the visor, and it bruised above his eye. So I think he might have got a couple of stitches, but he'll survive. He's a good-looking kid with his first stitches, I think. So he's a little upset like that, but he still has all his teeth. I told him he's going to look like me in 20 years, so he wasn't too happy about that.
I've noticed that you've played Evan Barrett at the wing more lately. What can he learn from playing on the wing opposed to center, which is a natural position for him?
Well, I kid with him that left wing is the hardest position in hockey. And obviously, that's where I played. But I think it's good for him to be versatile like that. They know he can play center and he's good at draws. It's nice. And playing on that wing, too, gives him a different look at the game, different responsibilities. So, you never know. Somebody's looking for a winger up top, and I can always say this guy's playing well. Bear's playing well. He's our best winger right now, and there's maybe opportunity that way. Pretty hard to crack a lineup as a centerman when you're that young in the NHL. So I think the wing might be a good position for him, but we'll get him back at center too, and we'll keep working both ways.
And what have you seen from Lucas Carlson these past 2 games? It's been a while since he's played.
Yeah, and I think you can see it at times. You can tell some of these guys that are on the taxi squad haven't played in a while. They start to try to do a little too much with the puck. But all those guys that came down, the defensemen, they just moved the puck so well. It's such a big difference, and it's a good thing they came down because our young guys can see how good of a pros they are now, just for spending 4 or 5 months up with the big club. Their puck movements, they're clean, they're flat. The executions, how they think. So that's why it's important to have a lot of vets or some good vets to help our young kids get better. But it was nice, nice to see Carly just have down here and working with these young guys.